Right, as we've been to Hull and Peterborough last week, there's a Peterborough video on the way, and Hull photos, they'll be on my Facebook photography account in the description. We're back here again, Grimsby. See what action we can get up to today, supposedly, because I know this isn't a bus station, it's just an interchange. Firstly, we're going to have the 200 MMC on the 3 to Morrison's, 26274. Next up, a next Scotland MMC on the 11 to Waltham, 10912. No, 10916. Here we have another one, 10908 on the 4 to Cleethorpes. Didn't even let me take a picture there. Thanks, phone. I don't care if it's a 24 FE, it can still be nice. That's why I use my camera for photos. They don't like me. Shame. Next then will be Skegness 9197 on the 5 for Ingham, which has nearly been here at Grimsby for 2 years now. 197 was the longest here, then 198 joined, then all the rest came piling in January supposedly. Not in service apparently, the back desk. That's going to confuse plenty of people then, who's not looking at the front. Here's another Skegness here since, you know, 19195, heading somewhere. Why is he displaying not in service? He's supposed to be on the 10, for what I checked. I don't know. Next up, something we want to see is one of the remaining eclipses here at Grimsby. 21256 on the 9 to Waltham. Why are you waiting here? I don't know. And then coming up is the only new interconnect repainted bus since all the Eclipse 2s have now gone back to the busway at Fen Stanton. 10899 on the 6 for Alexandra Road, somewhere in Cleethorpes. No such thing as interconnect apparently because of all the adverts. Look at that, all sides in JD. Okay then. Next up is a cluster of 3 and 4 departures. Right, 10915 on the 4. Also haven't come from Scotland to replace most of the eclipses. Speaking of the devil, here's one in local livery coming down now. 21270 on the 3 for Cleethorpes Pier. Couldn't really get a proper photo because of that car. Formerly interconnect before it got repainted to local years ago. And also another MMC, 10909 on the 3. Catches me off guard when drivers are actually posing or something. Really catches me off guard and I'll leave it all too late for them. Literally the only 58 plate bus here, 19393 on the 12 for Waltham. Ex-Manchester. Literally only a few of them knocking around here. 21260 at Skegness swinging in on a 6 to Wybers Wood. I don't know if it's going back out this way, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. I'll get it later. MMC coming in on the 1, which will form a... No, come off a 2 to form a 1, 10914. Even though I've come here for practically nearly a year now, I still don't know how this bus station works. When all the changes happen, when 53s and 250s, like when 253s got moved onto the 250 stand along with 11s, I still don't get this place, I really don't. 10914 going straight back out, heading on a 1 for the joys of Europark. Context, if most people from here won't probably know, but these have came here from, I think it's North Scotland, to replace all them eclipses. Explains why we only have a handful of them left. Anyways, that first T300 that we're going to see. It is 27191 on V8, terminating here. That's caught me off guard, big time. 21272 on the 10, the final interconnector clips on the 10, and 21266 that we had on loan last year, living its final days in Grimsby on the 10, heading the opposite way. Next, a common sight is 26271 on the 3. Apparently it's the 3 now. And then after that is Lincoln bringing one of their MMCs in on a 53, 37461. Which I might have back later on. I don't know. I'll give that a try. Might as well. There's 10907 on the 4 for Morrison's. And there's a repaint coming in on the 1, the only decker in blue, 19533. Missed out on that completely because it's all MMCs, just getting him away of buses I need. Every time, but I think I'll be going back out here anyway. As that trottles off to East Marsh, I was wrong, it's a few stops round the corner where its terminus is. Be back here by 2 o'clock I think anyway. I don't know if we'll get recording of it. Or recording. Ugh. Anyway, so I'm trying to manage storage for a bit because I've got to get on my other shy other ways. I'm too lazy to even do it because of how busy I am. Probably one of my final days out. I might get videos from next week, Monday, Scunthorpe, Gainsborough, but my schedule's getting a bit out of hand once again. I think I'm going to be busy till practically my work season ends as I'm a seasonal based. Yeah, 21260. Heading out again on the 6 for Wybers Wood. Nice to see it still going. Even though it was mixed feelings at Skeg, but we've had it. Not even a year. 10911 on the 3 for Morrison's. And whatever's still standing original on fire for 100 is 19044 on the 4 for Cleethorpes. I caught its sister the other week in Hull. They'll be gone by the end of the year, no doubt. Anyways, next up is an ex-Skegness that has a history of having its own problems, terminating off Ingham on the 5. 19210, which costs thousands of new engines. Still advertising for Skegness, even though it's been here since, you know. A returnee from the dead, 19126 on the 7. My phone didn't let me get a picture again. Oh, it's an original Trident engine. Very nice. I'll get that leaving when my phone decides to work. Up next, 26258 on the 3 for Morrison's. It's 27191 again on the 8 for Cleethorpes. Got a weird whine on it. Listening to that. Next up, after completed its halfway point from Hull via Barton, it's an MMC forming the 251 for Louth, 21260. Behind me, heading to Morrison's is 26267. There's Hugh again, 21272 on the 9 for Hewitt's. Oh no, it's 21271, so there's 2 still in purple knocking around. Next up to leave, when this van moves, it's 37461 on the 1345 for Lincoln. So his cars give way, which they clearly don't know how. And it's like to cut in front, or because it's a fucking bus. The long journey back to Lincoln. No, I don't want it parked. Okay, that was random. We'll cover in the video because it's the moment, I guess. Is this absolute bag of shit 19210 heading back to Ingham? Well, it seems to only enjoy these days while is a repaint in steel blue, one of the MMC's 26273, which I had on a 53 months ago on the 4 for Cleethorpes. I just need that last 157. That's on bloody 250s right now. I'll have that as a thumbnail. Yeah. Anyway, yes, you've seen the last couple. I've stupidly exposed a bit of my beard, which needs shaving, so I do apologise for that, but it's my stupid work of the camera, clearly. Out on a phone, work. Next out on a 9 for Watham is 21269 on the 9. I love it, this phone didn't delay record, do you know what I mean? Next up is another one of these original Trident engines, the oldest, 19007 on the 4. Behind it will be another ex-Skegness 19207 heading to Morrison's on the 3. Next up is a terminating recently renumbered off of Route 251 off of Louth, which will form the 2 o'clock 250 for Barton Ven Hull. 26261. Up next is 19533 again, forming, heading out on a 2 to Europark, guys. Who's that leaving? I won this. 19017. A slow moving cyclist in front. That's, I can't tell. On a 6. Can't get a photo because he's driving ridiculously slow. Knew that was going to happen. Cyclist messing me over. I'm not recording long anyway. I'm going once. I'll finish this one once the 250 leaves. Just so I get a 250 departure on video. It's all kicking off now. Will be. 19533 for the 3rd time in this video. Now having completed this departure, it's going to continue its journey to Europark. Why do people have to just walk purposely in front of my camera? It's annoying. 26260 heading off on the renumbered 251 from the 51 for Louth. Which is seemingly mostly single deckers now. There's the odd decker, but there was one this morning we got took off 3s and 4s and swapped to with an E200MC on the 250 because I don't think now, after what happened the other day, one of the ex-Gainsboroughs did a 250. Then it couldn't go back to Grimsby because of high winds on the Humber Bridge. So they took a Manny 300 for one day, and then they swapped it again the next day. So I think they're keeping deckers off this until then. Until probably a whole fair weekend when it gets exceptionally busy. So they will need to chuck deckers on more. There'll be more 400 MMCs now because last year was a wee 400s on there. So yeah, that'll be obviously I won't be there because I'll be stuck at the joys of work. Stuck at work, well, not really stuck, but at work. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what gets allocated over the weekend. Lastly but not least is 26261 heading down the 2 o'clock for Barton and Ven Hull. Still need to do the whole route in question anyway. yeah, this is where I'm going to end it. And one more thing. Why the fuck are you still branding Lincoln? It's 27194 on V8, terminating here. Still having branded Lincoln, and the next gain to my current pass speed 10897 on the 4. Not much of them have been out recently. They're probably all broken in the depot. I don't know. But yeah, that's where we're going to close that video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.